I thank the chairman. As I said earlier, and it was mentioned by a number of Democrats on this side, we don't think the Endangered Species Act is perfect, and we could work on a bipartisan basis on modernization type reforms to bring it into the 21st century compliant with current science. However, that's not before us today. But I'm hopeful that this amendment, because of a very unsettling precedent by the Obama administration, will get bipartisan support. Now, the Republicans may, in this case, agree with the objectives of an agency of government which has gone rogue, in this case, which is Fish and Wildlife. They've been trying for years to remove the gray wolf from the Endangered Species Act. Unfortunately, the science isn't on their side. Wolves have not recovered throughout much of their range. Oregon and Washington have a few packs. California, Colorado, Utah, New York have none. However, you know, they have cooked up a little bit of science to justify their determination to delist. Now, in the case of Oregon, OR7, his mate and pups might be pretty safe. They're down in the corner of the state. California won't be hunting wolves because of their own Endangered Species Act. But his relatives up in the northeast corner of Oregon, should they cross the border into Idaho, they will be immediately assassinated. So, you know, that's the result of what Fish and Wildlife and Congress combined have done. So, they cooked up this science. Unfortunately, science has to be peer-reviewed and published in journals. No journal would publish it. Not even some of the captive industry journals or the Livestock Association journal. Nobody would publish it. They said, this is junk. So what'd they do? Well, they came up with a zombie journal. They revived an internal journal called North American Fauna, which was an internal Fish and Wildlife little newsletter. It has been printed previously since 1991. Now again, I imagine most Republicans are saying, so what? If this helps us get rid of the wolf, which many on that side of the aisle would like to do, so be it, that's good. Well, just think what's going to happen when Fish and Wildlife in this administration or another administration wants to make a decision contrary to what you care about. What if they want to cook up a phony science on the sage grouse, the lesser prairie chicken, you know, or on some of these other species that have been talked about today? They drag out the North American Fauna label, and they say, hey, it's been published, and that's what we based our decision on. This is a very disturbing trend by an administration. Inexplicable that this administration would go down this particular path. And again, even if you may agree with delisting the wolf and greatly reducing the populations, which are nowhere near what they should be for a full recovery, you know, threatening, again, a future more comprehensive listing. Again, a bit short-sighted if you support that, but you may. But just think if you let this stand. If you let these people, these federal bureaucrats, these hacks, get away with this. You know, they cook something up. People, I mean, really? You can't even get the Sheep Journal to publish this because they really hate the wolves. Or the Cattleman's Journal, they really hate the wolves. No, they wouldn't publish it. They had to come up with a phony internal journal because it was so bad that they knew they would be subject to ridicule and violating, you know, essentially their own morals and ethics by doing that. So I would hope that the Republicans can support this amendment because even though they may agree with the ends here, they surely should disagree with the process. With that, I would reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Oregon reserves his time. Gentleman from